cough. I'm gonna give me.
Okay. Hi, everybody. We are live. We're live. And today, thank you. Welcome to Tom Dave's Live. Today, I have a super special guest, the queen of social media, Gogo Bethke. Well, Gogo, how are you?
I am wonderful. How are you? I was just choking here as as you started the live, so I'm good. You?
Oh, doing great. Doing well. I'm at beautiful Lake Tahoe today at a mastermind event. So, well, let's jump right into it. So I'm sure just about everyone knows who you are, but if you could share a little bit about yourself and what inspired you to get into real estate.
So it wasn't even my idea. My neighbor is still the marketing director for Capital Title, a local title company. She was a director at the time as well. And I was a stay-at-home mom, and she thought I would make a great realtor. And I watched HGTV. You know, I was home all day. So what else do I have going on? And I thought HGTV made it look like it's such an easy job, right? Like I'm just gonna go show 3 houses. They're gonna buy one, and they sharpen pencils and collect butterflies, and they qualify for $1 million. Like, you know, just like you see it on the show. And then I very quickly realized that's not reality. So very quickly I became a broke agent. And I have no sphere. As you can hear it from my accent, I'm from Romania originally. So I had no sphere, no college friends, no cousins, nobody that's going to buy a house from me. I'm also the sorest loser you'll ever meet. So if I do something, I do it 1,000,000% or won't do it at all. So there's no in between for me. There's no plan B. There's only plan A for me. I'm a winner or not doing it at all. And so I had to figure out an avenue of like, okay, who is my pool of buy? Like, who's that person that's going to buy or sell a house with me, right? And I didn't know anyone. So I was like, strangers. And where are strangers? On Facebook.
Right?
I figured, okay, I'm just going to have to get really good at this, finding strangers on these platforms. So initially it was Facebook, then it was LinkedIn, then it was Instagram. So I have my little web into a little bit of everything. The way I look at it, everyone needs a roof above their head, right? I don't know a single human being that doesn't need shelter. So everyone is a potential client. And then some agents stop with the idea of like, oh, but I'm only licensed in the state of Michigan. I don't care. I don't care if you're in Timbuktu, Idaho. If you want to buy a house and you need a realtor, I'm your realtor, right? Because then I can refer you to a local rockstar and still make a commission, even though I'm not licensed in that state. So that's how I looked at social media. I looked at what are all the different ways how I can possibly make money with this license thing. And, you know, I don't even like to say sky's the limit because there is no limit. You can skin a cat in a million different ways.
I love it. Well, and I've heard that the key to success is 3 things. Number 1 is mindset. You just have a great mindset, think big, growth-minded mindset. And then number 2 is how you spend your time. And I know that you're extremely disciplined and you really do a lot of things in the right order. And then number 3 is who you spend your time with. But I'd like to chat a little bit. I mean, I love your all or nothing attitude. So what does your day look like? What are your primary habits that you attribute to your success?
So this is what my day looks like. Since you asked what it looks like, this is
wow.
This is literally what it looks like.
Calendar.
Yeah, I can't do anything without my calendar. It's scheduled out months ahead. I know exactly what I'm doing. Like every Tuesday at 11, I do podcast. You know what I mean? So today's Tuesday, 11 o'clock local time, I'm doing a podcast. So that's how I keep track of everything is structured. Every Wednesday at 1 o'clock, we have a Team Gogo meeting. Every Monday morning with all of my businesses. Mondays, I don't train, I don't coach, I don't do any lives or anything like that. I have team meetings. So on the bootcamp side, on my local team, on my national team, on my other businesses. So I have back-to-back meetings on Mondays. Every Wednesday night, I have a Why Not EXP where I explain the model. Every Thursday, we have a Tech Thursday when we do only technology. Every Friday, we do agent attraction in the morning. And I try to take my Monday and my Friday afternoons off. So then I kind of have like an extended weekend. So that's pretty much what it looks like. And then I had to learn to say no, right? Because I learned this. You know what the enemy of good is?
Is average.
Great. The enemy is good.
Great. Yeah, that's right.
Well, because it's a good opportunity, that doesn't mean it's a great opportunity.
Yeah.
You have to say no, learn to say no to things because it's going to take your energy and time and effort away from a great thing to do a good thing. And if you're concentrating on the biggest return on your investment, which is your time, you should have the greatest return, right? Not a good return, a great return. So I had to learn to say no. Also, I realized that if it's not in my calendar, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So it has to be my calendar. Same with working out. If I don't feel like doing something, I won't honor my own time, but I will honor somebody else's time. So if I know that you showing up at my house at 6 o'clock for us to work out, then I will be up. If I just put a 6 o'clock workout in my calendar and I don't feel like doing it, I won't be up if I don't feel like doing it. Because just as strong my personality is when I say yes, my personality is just as strong when I say no. Right? So
Yeah.
no, I'm not doing it. So then I need to honor somebody else's time. So if I want to force myself to do something, I usually do it with someone. So then I will honor their time and I will show up. And what else? Lately, I'll be honest with you though, well, let's just put the good, bad, and the ugly out here. I am getting to the point where I think I'm going to just literally hand my phone over to my husband in the evenings and afternoons. If not, I'll tend to just grab my phone because there's always an emergency in real estate, right? There's always something that you need to respond to. And then I just end up, oh gosh, I just need to answer this person. Oh, I just need to do that. And could have that really waited until the next morning? Yes. Because if the house is on fire, call 911. Don't call me, right?
Right.
But I have the tendency of wanting to take care of things right there and then. I'm not a procrastinator. I don't have a bone of procrastination in my body. So to keep myself from working all the time, I'm literally going to hand my phone over to my husband and be like, hide this thing from me for 2 hours.
100%. Yeah, we need that time where we can have a sabbatical, where we can unplug. It's really hard, though. I mean, I definitely struggle with the same thing. I went with my family a couple of weeks ago to Hawaii, and I left my phone at the office and totally unplugged. I had the shakes at first. So I was a little nervous, needed a Mai Tai, but it was amazing. So,
But here's the dilemma I have. My life, everything that I have today is built on social media. And in
right.
social media, I have to stay active. That is my job, right? It's just like if you stop cold calling or if you stop doing what you're always doing, the leads stop coming in, right? So you have to continuously do in order to have the same results. So same with social media. I can't just stop and go on a vacation for a week and not post anything. In order to post, I have to have my phone with me. If I have my phone with me, then I get lost doing other things.
Right.
So it's like that vicious, that fine line that I still need to post, but I don't need to respond to messages.
Right. Yeah, it's a balancing act, 100%. Well, I'd love for you to share, since you're the queen of social media. I'd love for you to share with others maybe some pointers and how they can get started, and then what tips that they can utilize.
Wow, whoa.
It's a big question.
How much time you got? It's kind of a loaded question. I think, some of the things I feel like people that have hard times with social media is like, oh, I don't like the way I look and sound. Oh, guess what?
Right.
You look and sound a certain way, and there's nothing you can do about that. I have an accent. I remember the first time I posted a video and I was like, hold on a minute, I have an accent. Like, I don't hear it. This is how I talk.
Right.
I don't hear it. But when I watch myself on video and listen back, I'm like, whoa, I have an accent. So I don't like that necessarily either. But here's the thing. I can't hear it. I can't fix it. If I could, I would have long time ago, right? But I can't. This is how I speak. So just get over that. That doesn't pay your bills. People's opinion does not pay your bills. When I can deposit, I like to say, when I can deposit your opinion into my bank account, I start caring.
Yeah.
Yeah. So until then, I won't care. And that's what people have to get over. The other thing is like, oh, go. This is my favorite. Oh, go. If I look like you, if I was blonde with boobs. Oh, really? Because that's all I talk about, right? Like I have no brain. Not only that, it's not just looks. I'm not saying if it's easier in the eye, yes, you might get more followers, but those are shallow followers. Those don't count. That is not going to grow your business, right? Those are just people that are looking at you. If you think about the ones that have substance, like when you look at Tony Robbins, or Gary Vee, do you necessarily find him attractive? Like, no offense, but they're not like supermodels, right?
Right. Yeah.
People don't follow them because of their looks. So looks or not, it doesn't matter. People will follow you for the substance.
100%. And since you brought up Gary Vee, I just love watching him and getting tips. And some of the things that he says, and I know that you have shared as well, is, to be completely transparent, be transparent and really have good intent with, with the world that we're sharing with, share personal, business, and inspirational, and then also add value, through education. And then also just be consistent. You don't have to be great. You just have to be consistent. So I'm sure that you can also agree with what he's recommending.
All of it. And consistency is key. I mean, like when people decide to do whatever they do, how they lead generate, right? They do it over and over and over again because that's what's going to bring in the result. If you're a cold caller, for example, and you called one person and then you sit there and then you wait, right? You're going to be like, well, I did it. I called a person. This doesn't work. Same with social media. I can't post one time and wait for thousands of followers and thousands of leads. And, I mean, like that's consistency. That's time and time and time again of keep putting out the content, keep putting out of who you are and what you do. And then so one time it finally clicks for them and that's when they're going to call you. But that's not one post. You can't just post one time and be like, where are the leads, Gogo? This doesn't work.
Yeah. 100%.
Anything you do is consistency. And then especially on social media, sharing the good, bad, and the ugly, allowing to people to get to know you. When they get to know you, you earn their trust. When you earn their trust, they'll buy anything from you.
Sure. And just because you don't hear from your clients or the people in your group doesn't mean that they don't hear you. So, and I know you're really big on Instagram, so maybe you could just share why that is and the kind of the difference now, the cutting edge moving forward between Facebook and Instagram and your followers.
Yeah. So initially I did start out on Facebook. So I created Gogo's Real Estate on Facebook as a business page, and that's how I did everything. Well, on there, I had most of my followers were clients, past clients, future clients, current clients, but they were all like clients, right? And I was about probably 5th or 6th year of my real estate career. And I had some stuff to vent about. I wanted to use another word, but I'm going to keep it polite here. And I figured if I take the party over to Instagram, I don't know why in my mind, I didn't think that they also going to follow there, right? But I figured I'll take my pity party over to Instagram, and here I get to talk about the good, bad, and the ugly because I didn't want to talk about the annoying side of real estate to my clients on Facebook. So I took my business over, my pity party over to Instagram, and on there I usually talk to most of the time of the real estate side of things, what it's like to be a realtor. Well, who's going to feel my pain? Another realtor. Right? That doesn't mean that my clients don't follow me there. They do too. Right. But most realtors, because they feel my pain. So that's how Instagram started out. And that's where I started sharing more of the knowledge of how to do things, how to lead generate, how to build a brand, how to fire Zillow, how to, all of those things that you can do and you need to do as a realtor so you don't have to rely on a third-party service. But I can't really talk about that on Facebook to my clients because they don't care about where my leads are coming from, right? Sure. So that's how the two platforms changed. And then because I shared anything from, losing my front tooth and not having a front tooth for 8 months, all the way up, losing a listing side one time. And that was another huge video. I ended up winning that listing side, but that was a whole other video that we talked about. And also because of what the two platforms, it's not what they allow you to do, but there is like an etiquette to the platforms, right? So what you can do on Instagram, which on Instagram, I can be in my bathing suit with a Mai Tai in hand on the beach. I can't really do that on a business Facebook page. And I can definitely not do that on LinkedIn. So because my personality, the way I run business, I'm not your traditional agent. I will show up to $1 million listing in yoga pants because that's what my clients expect, right? That's how they know who I am. They saw me, they followed me for all these years. I'm not here to impress you. My knowledge is in my head. Whatever I wear has nothing to do with how smart I am, how I can market your home and negotiate it and help you sell it, right? So I've never been that typical agent that dressed to impress. I always was just, hey, this is me. This is what you get. So because I can be me on Instagram, and don't get me wrong, sometimes I'm dialed up all the way to the 9s and sometimes I look totally hit and I can do everything. Doesn't matter what I look like. So because I can be more me, Instagram became more of a home. Even though my platforms are tied together, I always post on Instagram first, and then Instagram will ask you if you want to feed this over to Facebook. So if it's appropriate, if I'm dressed accordingly to Facebook expectations, then I will shoot it over to Facebook. If I'm not, I will just leave it on Instagram.
Well, that's awesome. And I love the fact that you're so vulnerable and transparent first question is, have you always been that way? And then the second question is, what would you recommend for agents that, they want to make sure their shower and their makeup on and all of that? I love transparency, and I love that you're vulnerable.
Yeah. So was I always like this? I was always like this. God created me like this. From the moment one where I've never sold a house, I always had the attitude of like, you're lucky you get to work with me. I had no experience, no reason to feel that way. Never sold a house. You know what I mean? But I always had that chip on my shoulder. I think it's because I know my work ethic. No offense, but I think I can outwork just about anyone. And because of that, and I also never allow myself to have plan B. So I've never been like, oh, well, if it, I'm going to give it my all, but if it doesn't work out, if I can't make 6 digits, then 50 grand is enough too. No.
Right.
Like you have a goal or you don't have a goal. You don't have an in between of like, oh, but then I'm going to settle for 50. Because then if you tell the universe you want to make $100,000, but you settle for 50, then the universe is freaking confused. Do you want 100 or do you want 50?
Right.
How can I get you? We all have an internal GPS that will take you from A to B, but you have to know where you are. That's your A. And you have to know your B is where the heck you're going. You can't have two Bs because then the GPS is like, well, do you want to go to this one or do you want to go to this one? Right?
Right.
So there's no plan B in my mind. You set one goal and you're freaking going to go and do whatever it takes. Now, I also, excuse my French, I don't half-ass anything. So if I failed, that's not because I didn't give it all I got. That's because maybe it wasn't a good idea. That's because maybe I didn't have the skills that it takes to have that. Right?
Sure.
You have to fail. You're going to fail yourself to success 1,000 times over, all the way down to success. But when I look back, I'm not going to look at it of like, well, I could have done better. No, I'm going to look at it as like, I gave it all and that thing just wasn't for me.
Right. And I believe in this world, so many people are worried and concerned about what other people think. And you see, the Facebook photos of the perfect family, the perfect life, the perfect business. They really don't get that much interest or many followers. It's the people that are honest and real and transparent like you that really add value to others. So that's just amazing. And I know that you recently moved over to eXp Realty. And so, you're an extremely successful agent and team. What inspired you to move over to eXp Realty?
Well, I was one of those agents that for about 3.5 years, I said, there's no freaking way I'm coming over to eXp, right? Just one of those, like, I heard what I heard on the street and I believed it. And then one of our largest teams here in Michigan, the Mark Z team, moved over to eXp. And then I was like, maybe I should start paying attention. If the largest team in this whole state goes over to eXp, they are a big team for a reason. They're smart. They know what the heck they're doing. Right. So maybe I should just, take a look at this thing. So I did. And then I flipped from, there was no way I'm ever going over to eXp to the opposite side where I was like, it's too good to be true. Where is the catch? Right? Because you're like, hold on a minute. I can earn my cap back. Right. Let me go into my current brokerage and tell them, hey guys, I did 48 transactions this year. Can I have my cap back? Yeah, no. Yeah. Okay. How about I go in the next thing? I say, hey guys, top 3% in the nation. How about you make me owner? I want ownership. Yeah, no.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, not in the cards. So I was like, hold on a minute. So I am generating all of this business for you guys. You're not paying me, right? Because I looked at my lead trackers and I'm like, never got a lead from you. But I paid you tens and tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars to make hundreds, of course, through my career, hundreds of thousands. But I have no chance of ownership. I have no retirement plan. I have no chance of passive income. I'm going to be 7 years old and sitting in open house and chasing the next commission. And I'm going to spend 50 years of my life doing this career, and I'm going to have nothing to show for it. Nothing besides, unless I save and I do my own 401k and all of those things, which I was doing. But when I walked out of real estate, when I had a box full of glass trophies, I spent 7.5 years with them as a top producer. I walked out of Keller, box full of glass trophies. I spent almost a year with them as a top producer.
Wow.
Is that in the cards, or is there a better way? And there's a better way. There's no other brokerage, to my knowledge, that will give you a cap back if you're a rock star agent. There's no other brokerage that gives you the opportunity to buy into ownership in a company at a discounted rate. Did you know? I was so freaking surprised when I found out that Remax is publicly traded. Do you know that most Remax agents don't know that their company is publicly traded? You know why? They don't freaking get anything that we get.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, you work for the company. You don't even know it's publicly traded. You know what I mean? So it like
Right.
things like that. Here, we are so blessed in so many different ways. It's finally a company that allows us to market ourselves the way we want it, as long as it's legal in your state, right? It gives you the opportunity to earn your cap back if you're a rockstar agent and you produce above and beyond of the top 1 producers. Then it allows you to have a retirement plan. It allows you to make money in your sleep if you help to grow the company, which you don't have to, but if you do, you get to share the revenue that you generate to the company. And then all of the other ways that we get paid with the iBuyer programs and the home protection plans and the name it. And all the different ways how you can have teams and how you can be a husband and wife team and only have 1 cap and 1 cut. Like, seriously, I don't know why anybody else is in another brokerage. I don't know. The only reason, in my opinion, is that they're listening to what they're hearing on the street. And I was one of those agents.
Right. Well, I know that it's changed your life as it's changed my life and so many others. And it's really exciting. I think it's the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more opportunity for this company, and we're just going to grow exponentially. So it's really exciting.
My lucky stars and the opportunity that was presented to me back in 2018. I thank the Lord, and I had the whatever it takes to make that move, right? Because back when I joined, there was 16,000 of us. So it was pretty new. Yeah, I mean, I consider myself a trailblazer in this side of the industry. So I'm just thankful for the Lord. And I had that button, and I had the guts so set to push the button of like, yep, I'm switching. I'm bringing my business over to EXP. And it was the best decision I've ever made in my whole real estate career.
Well, 100%. Mine as well. Absolutely. 100%. And it's so exciting to collaborate with other mega top agents, collaborate with you. And I mean, everyone is so sharing and open. That's what's just amazing. So what market do you cover? You're in Detroit, Michigan. Is that correct? Maybe you could share a little bit of.
Not Detroit, Michigan, but Michigan. So we are about
Okay.
an hour from Detroit, in the boonies, as I like to call it. So we cover mostly Livingston and Oakland County in Michigan. I have a small team called Gogo's Real Estate Team here in the state of Michigan. The team, I've never wanted to have like a mega icon team with an office and an overhead and, you know, all of those things. That was never in my wanting to do list. I'm very content with my cute little local team. And that is, I don't want to create myself a 9-to-5. So I love what we have going on here. And then, so we cover Livingston County here locally, but in the Team Gogo organization, which is the downline organization that I started after I switched with all of the business partners that decided to join, we have over 640 agents now. We cover 30 some states and 5 different countries.
Wow. Well, that's amazing. Well, Gogo, thank you so much. I know that your calendar is packed. Thank you so much for squeezing me into your calendar. If someone wants to reach out and get a hold of you, what's the best way?
The best way to get a hold of me personally is Gogo's Real Estate on Instagram. On every other account, I have virtual assistants. So if you email me, you're going to get a VA. If you Facebook message me, you're going to get a VA. You can still get to me, but your quickest way is Gogo's Real Estate. If you want to see what I do, absolutely anything from podcasts to my boot camp to selling, buying, investors, anything that I do, you can go to my name, gogobethke.com, and you will see with the click of a button, all the affiliate links, everything that we do. Thank you so much, Tom, for having me here today.
Oh, it's great. If you ever need anything, let me know. Well, thanks, everyone. Thank you, Gogo. Really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Now.